Hello there. If you like truth, you'll like it here. Welcome. Dear Love and Marriage Huntsville fans and content creators, here's how to stop being sued, harassed, and threatened by Love and Marriage Huntsville cast and producers. Full disclosure. In a previous video released a few weeks ago, I told you guys that I didn't think you should give Martell Holt's mistress and baby mama any attention by not saying her name nor showing her face anymore. Just let her fade off into the sunset. But if I'm being honest, I think you guys shouldn't give any of the cast any attention. I told y'all that I would save the why for another video for another day. Well, today is that day, and this is that video. Let's get into it. Foolishness is contagious, and I am of the mindset that the more we spend our time on foolishness, the more foolish we become. If you watch chaos and drama on TV, you're letting chaos and drama into your home and into your life. Now, I understand how some of that can be entertaining sometimes, but all day long chaos? Every time you tune in, it's mess and confusion and drama? No, thank you. That only serves to bring your spirit and energy down. It is draining, and that's when they even have anything to talk about in the first place. Because for the most part, it's all dry and stale. Like, who cares that a married woman doesn't want to sleep with her husband? If my husband was a useless chunk of flesh that couldn't even hang up a picture, but he always wanted my legs hoisted in the air, or me cooking for him, or cleaning up after him, or watching his kid, then I don't exactly think that would turn me on either. But I've already explained why he always wants his wife Kimmy somewhere being horizontal in a previous video, so I don't need to get into that here. Then the big storyline for his brother Marcel and his wife Letitia seems to be whether or not he will ever be caught cheating, or if it will stay as speculative. I think we all know the answer to that question, and I think his wife knows too. But I think she has bigger fish to fry, so she stays in the marriage out of what she, I believe, feels is a necessity, which I've discussed in a recently released video. I think she is dependent on Marcel and lacks the confidence to know that she can succeed in life on her own. I personally believe she would even thrive, but she doesn't know that. She's had no one instill any confidence in her, so she has resigned herself to accept what little Marcel gives her. But as for the question of whether or not he cheats, and again, I think we all have a pretty good idea of what the answer to that question is, the true question is, who cares? If he's running around, slinging and sliding, dipping and dripping, with all the diseases that's going around, then who are we to stop him? If his wife likes it, then I love it. More power to them both. Then, in terms of Martell, what exactly is he doing? Did you hear the silence? Exactly. He's doing nothing. So what is there even to watch as it concerns him? At most, you're going to hear of a new court case he's bringing against Melody that he can't even afford a lawyer to help him try. Or a new venture that is likely going to fail, because God doesn't like ugly, and so he won't bless the works of his hands. Or you're going to hear from his squeaky demon, whose voice I'm convinced kills actual brain cells. So what's to lose tuning them out? Turning off their nonsense and chaos seems like it would only be a gain. But these were suggestions I made several weeks ago. Since then, some of the cast and even a producer began striking channels and filing lawsuits. So I came out again at least 2 weeks ago and advised you guys to lawyer up, explaining that whether you're a content creator or not, it's still a good idea, in fact, a necessary evil, for Black people in America to have legal representation on hand before the need arises. And then I told you guys that the cast of the show and the producer should be grateful that the fans watch the show as much as they do, and that the content creators report on the show as much as they do. I stress that the content creators reporting brings viewership, which causes the show's numbers and the castmates' paychecks to increase. So I suggested to you guys to do what I would do if I found myself in a situation where a person is proving to be ungrateful for something I have done or am doing. If I found myself in a situation where a person was not appreciating what I was doing, then I would stop doing the thing they weren't appreciating. In this case, it's watching and reporting on the show. So I suggested you guys stop watching the show and stop reporting on the show. And I suggested y'all even take it a step further by finding new shows to report on. I suggested this weeks ago and told you guys that the new shows that you devoted your time and energy to would be grateful to have you and would not resort to suing, harassing, and threatening you into acquiescing to their demands. Those demands, it seems, are only to report on things that are favorable to them and that show them in a good light, and not on what you think and feel for yourselves. So my suggestion a few weeks ago was for you guys to find different shows, preferably positive shows, that would allow you to be autonomous and have an opinion of your own. I know that highlighting the show has made a lot of money for some people, and as someone who believes in building wealth, I am not one to advise people to walk away from viable sources of income, as long as, of course, they are reputable and good for you. But I can't see how this show is good for anyone anymore. Not only is it boring, full of cast members with stale and recycled storylines season after season, but it has also become toxic and damaging. Now cast members and producers are allegedly, reportedly stalking and harassing the pages of content creators whose job it is to report their own opinions on the content they consume. As I said before, this is only happening because the people who are doing it against a community of people they feel they can get away with exploiting. I hate to get racial, but I must call a thing, and I'd be willing to bet that these types of lawsuits and this harassment would not be happening against a community of Beckys or Rachels or Lauras. No, this is happening to us, by us, because the ones that are doing it believe they can. And they can get away with it. As I said before, prove them wrong. Show them different. I don't believe in running from a fight. Clearly, obviously. But I also don't believe in playing in traffic. And I am not going to do things that steal my joy, nor am I going to reward people who don't deserve it with my time, energy, and efforts. So I have yet another suggestion for both content creators and fans of the Love and Marriage Huntsville fiasco alike. What would you guys think of the content creators that you love and enjoy hosting a movie watch party on the same night and same time as the Love and Marriage Huntsville show? As I said before in my video a few weeks ago, I would not only not watch their show, I would find a new show to devote my time and energy to. But that new show would have to be playing at the same time, or else some people would tune in to the Love and Marriage Huntsville show just out of habit. The muscle memory of sitting down in front of the TV at the same time and place would be built in, so the show would get viewers just based off that. After all, how many people have reluctantly turned on the show in the past when they had just said the week before that they were not going to watch it again? And yet there they were, watching it again. And it probably wasn't until the end of the show that they realized that they had fallen for the okie doke and watched a show that they'd sworn off. Yet again, yet another week. So substitute the show for something else, but not just a new show. I mean, you can do that too. But how about you guys host a watch party of a movie that you and your listeners agree to, and you guys all watch it on whatever day and time Love and Marriage Huntsville comes on, then you guys discuss it afterwards, like a book club for movies. I don't know when that show is coming back on. But when it does, you guys could already have a strategy and plan in place for replacing it and having new entertainment, actually entertaining entertainment, already in place. I don't personally know the content creators who are being harassed and sued and threatened. Miss Black Titanic has been on my page a few times, and I have always enjoyed and welcomed having her here. But I don't need to know them personally to know that how they're being treated is not okay. Y'all know I hate a bully. And what they're doing to them is nothing short of bullying. I think part of the reason Black folks have not gotten as far as we could in life is because we don't always band together. Unless, of course, whatever's being done to us is egregious. Then maybe, just maybe, we will. But what's more egregious than a community of women being shut up and shut down by a couple of guys who don't even hold power in their own homes? One of them has a wife who allegedly seems to spend more time complaining about him and his treatment of her than she does enjoying him. And wasn't the other one allegedly fired from his producer job? Which is why he carried his toxicity and poison over to the OWN network in the first place? Now, to the CCs who are being harassed, you can still give your opinions on how much they suck. Trust me, you don't even have to watch the show to know how much they suck. Because they suck out loud and off the screen. But you don't have to line the pockets of people who are trying to trim your pockets. You can make money on them, but not make money for them. Or you can forget they exist altogether and still back your piece. For those who are considering a movie night watch party, might I suggest, as a start, the movie Enough, or Peppermint, or No Good Deed? In my opinion, there is no better way to spend the night than watching a self-empowered woman kick some butt. All right, y'all, that's it, and that's all. Hello there. If you like truth, you'll like it here. Welcome. If you don't, or if you believe in groupthink, or bullying others into believing the popular opinion, then this isn't the place for you. So go ahead and just cancel me now. On this channel, we don't discuss my truth or your truth. We discuss the truth, and no topic is off limits. So, log in, like, subscribe, get comfy, and comment. It's nice to have you here. So let's talk.